Are you ready for some more D12? This is about as far as they got, but that's okay because this record is one you need to have on your shelf somewhere. This is D12 World, came out 11 years ago. So they have said that they're working on something new, but I'm unsure. There's been a lot of drama. Bizarre has left the group a couple times. I think Kaniva or Con Artist has left the group as well. Maybe it was Swift. Proof is gone, and Eminem is just seeing success left and right. So there's just been a lot of inner turmoil in this group. But when they actually do manage to get together, they make good music a fair amount of time, a little bit more than fair amount. So the difference between this record and their first one I want to talk about. First off being the production is better, they sound more comfortable, and the topics are more, they're just lazier. They just have more of a natural feel. And, of course, Eminem was at this point where he just kind of didn't, I don't know, I mean, it's gonna feel different just because Eminem doesn't have the same bite that he has on Devil's Night, but he still can do the syllables rather well, so it kind of makes you wonder what's going on. But yeah, I mean, that's the difference between this record and the one from 2001. Yeah, they're just more comfortable, but they're also a little bit lazier this time. But, surprisingly, sometimes when you're lazy, but your quality doesn't dip, this usually makes an effective album. So what you may not know is there are 16 songs on this album, and about 8 of them are good. So now you got to keep in mind, Eminem this time is not on every single song. Of course, neither is Proof, and neither is Bizarre. Everyone that dropped an album, they're not on every single song. And, the other 3, they do it, but I don't know, I guess there's not really a but. You're just going to have to listen to it on this thinking it's likely that casual listeners may not be able to identify the difference between the 3 of them. So, they're just going to be seen as D12 more than Kaniva, Con Artist, Swift. So, but, this album, okay, we're going to talk Can You Smoke? So, yes, you can. A couple records you can smoke to are Get Up, very first song on the album, Loyalty, How Come, 40 Ounce, American Psycho, 6 in the Morning. These are just some great songs to smoke to. I think really, like I said, I mean, the production is just more kind of mellow, more so than frightening like Devil's Night was. It feels kind of like a cross between a commercial album and their underground shit that they love so much. And guess what? You're going to be able to have some fun with it. So, the production, that's what I was talking about. Obviously, I think a lot of you have probably heard the song My Band, and really that's about one of the few songs that has chart appeal. And the reason why it's so strange is because these guys are making a mess and just being obnoxious, but it's working. And so they know that they were not trying to be pop stars, but they still managed to get a couple songs on the air. But there's really not another song like it, and most of the talk on here has to do with danger. And that's about the only thing that's truly, a lot on this album. Get My Gun, Loyalty, How Come, some of these songs just are about the same life. I guess that's kind of the difference to why Eminem saw his success, is because he was able to bring topics to the bored besides just being gutter. And so unfortunately, you don't get a lot of pan time as far as what you get to see from creativity. But like in a production sense, um, yeah. So Get Up is a great beat. You are 6 in the Morning is Get My or Bitch kind of is 40 Ounce is a great one. American Psycho is one of the best. You're just gonna be able to find some of the stuff. So the unheard songs. These are the songs I recommend you go for. The ones you might not have heard but should. The first 2 songs on this album are really blitzy songs. They hit you right off the bat, even though they have no intentions of charting. So this may scare off some, but luckily the production may hold on to you. So you're just going to have to listen to it. I understand that this is a lot commercial, but considering that this is basically an unheard Eminem album in the commercial sense, this is still worth checking out. So I bet a lot of you probably haven't heard the song Get Up that he's on, and probably a lot of people haven't heard this album in general. Get Up and Loyalty, you need to look at. My Band, of course. 6 in the Morning, How Come, Leave That Boy Alone, 40 Ounce, and American Psycho. Now, I tried to pick most of the songs that are going to at least get some attention, as opposed to just having you wonder what's going on. Kind of like Get My Gun was one of those songs, and I'll Be Damned was another one. D12 World, the title track was, some of these were just kind of, they lacked focus, and you can't really think of where you would want to listen to them. But, there are some good songs on here, like Bitch is an almost song. I just could not stand the hook because all they're just saying is bitch the whole time, and it probably isn't the most approachable song, but that one, it's an almost song. It's got a great beat. Leave That Boy Alone is really slinky. How Come is another one. 6 in the Morning's good. American Psycho has one of the best beats, plus it has Be Real from Cypress Hill. 40 Ounce sounds like it could have been like a street radio song. Eminem, everyone's on there. Yeah, I mean, there's just tons of them, but not as many as I would like. Keep that in mind. So those 8 songs plus the one almost song would make 9 out of 16. So the score, I'm going to give this album a 5.5 out of 10, just because I was really expecting, Eminem needed to come at this album, and they needed to not have songs that just were generic street songs. That's about what you're looking at. The stuff that you hear is just like, yeah, I've got, I know how to use a weapon, and that's about it. It just is. There's got to be more to put through your head, and really, I don't know. So, but like it just felt like there needed to be more topic matter. And so the good news is that, if you just don't care, if you're just listening to the production, it will probably resonate with you a lot more. And I think that that's definitely a good thing. But, just compared to the first album, it doesn't have the juice of that album. But for some strange reason, it's still halfway effective. So you just got to keep that in mind. It just felt like kind of they were on autopilot or something. So yeah, the future, I don't know what's going to happen. The third album may never come, but they've dropped a couple mixtapes, which I'm thinking about reviewing. The social score, I will give this album a 6.5 social, just because people are going to want it just for Eminem. Proof is, Proof and Bizarre also have some lyrics on here, and they jump off the page as well. So, you can look for the songs that Eminem's not on and find even more. So, those songs, they're all good, and you're just going to be able to have fun with that. So, can it be topped? Yes. Devil's Night is better, but this is still, you don't want to miss this. Alright, subscribe for more fun. I give this album a 5.5 out of 10 and a 6.5 social.